Welcome back to another episode on Journey to Authenticity, the podcast designed to help you become your true authentic self, create a clear vision for life, and ultimately step into a life of transformation. I'm your host, Braiden Belnap. I'm a transformational life coach, speaker, and entrepreneur dedicated to helping you do just that, transform your life. But what if you've been struggling with mental illness? What if you've struggled with purpose, finding out how you truly can make an impact in this world? That's exactly why we're bringing Kyler DeLao on today, because he went from being in the military, trying to take his own life, struggling with mental illness, and really just finding his way in this world. And amidst of just a couple of years, he's found his purpose through videography, through rapping, through barbering, and helping people out on the streets, which I'm excited for you to hear about on this podcast. With that in mind, welcome to the show, Kyler.
Hi, man. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Shout out to Braiden Campbell for connecting us. He's the GOAT, man. I love that guy.
That's right. Here we are.
Absolutely. So just to jump right into things, what initially inspired you to pursue multiple projects with haircutting, barbering, more specifically, rapping, videography? What inspired you to jump into this journey, man?
ADHD. I can't focus on one thing. And the truth be told, and I don't know what it is that I want to do yet, but what I do know is growing up, they say, hey, in your 20s, like do everything, like figure out what it is you want to do, like give it your all, pivot, this and that. So if you go to a buffet, are you just going to get one thing? Are you just going to go and be like, hey, I know pizza. I'm going to just go get some pizza. You got all these options out there, yet you choose to just get one food. No, see, that's not me. So I want to try everything. If I don't like it, I'll start something. If I don't like it, I quit. And everybody's like, man, you quit right away. Okay, let's go back to the buffet. I took a bite and I don't like it, man. I took another bite. Okay, I don't like it. I'm not going to continue to eat this food. I don't like it. But guess what? There's a buffet out there and there's so much food for me to get. There's a variety to eat. Which one do I want? I don't just want to get one thing. I want to take multiple things. So I know what I can eat. And I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I want to do, and it's the things that I love. So my goal is to show my son that anything in this world is possible, and that breaking the matrix is just going outside your 9 to 5. There's nothing wrong with a 9 to 5, okay? Working a 9 to 5 is great. 9 to 5 pays the bills, but 6 to 12 builds the empire. So I hustled so hard to where I'm trying to make my 6 to 12 my 24/7 365. That's my grind. And so I'm turning videography, haircuts, music, and I'm trying to put everything that I love to do into one thing to be like, this is me, this is who I am. So when people ask me like, who are you? What do you do? I'm everything and nothing. I don't know what to say, but I want to live life the way it's supposed to. I want to fully, just hear me out, man. Everything, when you look around this room, down to the bolts, to the nuts, to the carpet, the wall, the sound, all the wires that go into this, out of the trillions, not billions, trillions and an infinite amount of things that we could be, me and you have the opportunity to be conscious and to be alive. Do you understand that? We could be a light. We could be this chair. We could be the cushion, what's in here, the fabric. We could be the little, anything. We have the ability to be alive. I want to use that because I took that shit for granted, bro. I tried to kill myself multiple times, been put in situations where I wasn't supposed to come out alive. And I'm here and I took all these, I've taken life for granted for the longest time. I'm awake, I'm conscious, I'm alive. And I just want to share to the world, like, look, the world's scary and you're never going to know the result. But if you just give it everything you got, you'll be damn surprised of what the outcome is. And so I do all these things to show the world and to show my son and the people around me, like, look, I get being scared, but if you just believe in yourself and you go all in, and if you give something 100%, you will never fail. But if you give something 99.99, then damn it, you got a 0.1% chance that you'll 100% fail because you didn't give it your all. And that's me.
Podcast closed. That was good enough. Just
like
kidding.
Start and finish, right?
Thank you for sharing that, man. First thing I want to say is a lot in the personal development world, right? Failure is looked at upon quitting. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you need a pivot, and that's not a failure. Pivoting is part of the process.
That's right.
Failure is quitting everything, right? Purpose is the pursuit. It's like climbing a mountain, right?
That's right.
Especially in your 20s, man. You got to go to the buffet. Climbing a mountain, there's not one trailhead to get to the top.
That's right.
Sometimes you go down one trailhead and then it pivots into 4 options and you just keep pursuing it. At some point, you're going to reach that peak and then you got to climb another peak.
Yep. It's funny too. My favorite part about that is I was talking to one of my buddies, and he's like, "Yeah, man, you're doing this, this, and this, and this." And I'm like, "Bro, do you understand? I'm still in the same position, if not a worse position." I was like, "Things are happening for me, and I'm so blessed, and I'm so grateful." And I was like, "But there's also things that I still, as a man and as a person, that I still have to change." So yes, everybody's like, "Oh, look, these things are happening." But it's not all happening because there's things that I still lack, and there's accountability and consistency and discipline that I still lack that in certain areas. That's why I'm not fully progressing. I'm aware of it, I'm learning, and I'm overcoming procrastination and delay and more putting forth the action. But what I like is I am the person that can say I've always let procrastination and fear stop me. And my Instagram is the best way to show it is you'll see there's times where I'm super consistent, then I stop, and then I'm consistent, then I stop. There's all this footage that I have that I still want to put out, but I'm just a little too shaky and this and that. And I don't think the people will like it, but I have all this footage of amazing things that I hold back, you know? So there's things like that that I could progress more, but I hold back, you know? And so all these things that I keep doing.
I love where you're going. If you don't mind me asking, I'd love to go deeper into your story.
Let's do it, man.
What was you mentioned you tried to commit suicide multiple times.
Yeah.
Can I ask how many times you tried?
Honestly, I want to say probably like 6 times. When I was younger, you know, being just emotionally unavailable and just going through everything, trying and not really being successful. But I don't count those because they're like failed wannabe tried attempts. But then as I got older, I did. I was like, I got out the military. I was so messed up, and they just pump you full of drugs and narcotics. And if you go to the VA, hey, I'm in some pain, they'll just, okay, well, hey, here's some Percocets, here's some Hydros, here's some Oxys, here's some Ambien, here's some Tramadol, Valium, like whatever you want. Oh, here's some Dilaudid, here's some morphine, you know, whatever. Like they will, here you go, boom, turn you away, bye. Like that is still a big thing. And they say that the VA is getting better, and it is, but they still will just, here's some Oxys, though, you know, and that's like a big problem. But for me, it was, I just got tired of life. I got tired of the life that I was living, what I was doing. I wasn't doing anything. It was just drinking and drugs, and that's it. That's all I knew. And I just got tired of it. And I was just constantly crushing pills. I was snorting, just trying to take my life, try to shoot myself with a weapon that I've take shooting at the range that we've used before. Like, had no issues with it. And yet the one time I try to shoot myself, there's a problem with it. And so I've had all these issues, and then I just try to finally just say, yo, this is it. And I'm like, I'm done. My final attempt. I call everybody, and I'm just like, you know what? Nah, I don't want to be here. I don't want to do this shit. And I just this time felt the most different. This one was like, the other times were psychologically having a breakdown, mental shit. No, this one was different. And when I woke up that day, and I was just like, hey, I just felt numb. I'm not even gonna say like disconnected. Like this wasn't even dissociation. This was like my soul, my body, my spirit was just detached, and I was not here. And I was just like, here, but yeah, all right, you know, that whole day. And I just didn't give a fuck, man. And I was just going through it. And my buddy sent me this meme, and it was like 3,000 days till death, 3,000 hours, something, whatever. And it's basically, it's starting to clock down, right? And then it's like 80 days, 30 days, 10 days, 2 hours, 1 hour, 10 minutes, 5 seconds. I love you. And it's like 80,000 years or whatever. So it's like their life lived. And he's like, hey, bro, I love you. And I was just thinking about you and what you know, that this and that. And I didn't even give a fuck. I was like, I don't fucking care. And this and that. And then I was just so nonchalant. But, you know, in the Army and where I worked at, everybody, we all make jokes, bro. Hey, how you doing? Oh, man, fuck, I woke up today. Yeah, man, fuck, same. So that's so normal, man. And I'm going in there. They're like, you doing anything fun this weekend? I was like, hell yeah, man, I'm killing myself. And they're like, fuck yeah, that's right. But like, I'm being serious. I'm done, you know? And I'm just like, finally like, nah, man, my life ain't going nowhere. I ain't shit. I'm a nobody. I ain't got no purpose. I have no guidance. I can't let go of all this shit that I just hold on to. I had nothing. I felt lost in the dark. Like no matter where I looked, everything was dark. And so I finally was just like, I'm done, and fucking went to the top of Little Cottonwood, drank a little bottle of Patron a little bit, took some hydros, and fell asleep. And then I just woke up at the bottom, and I was confused how the fuck I got to the bottom. And then I woke up at my buddy's house, and then I was like, fuck, woke up back. And then it's like this blink, 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 and then bam, I'm in the VA hospital and shit. But I was like, what the fuck was happening? They're like, bro, but for those like 3-4 days, man, when I tell you I had the hardest come down, I was just fucking on one. But it's like that right there within that experience, I wasn't supposed to survive that. I don't know how I survived that. I don't know what happened, how the whole event, how everything, I don't remember it. But what I do know is that's when I was like, okay, I'm done with this shit. And I was like, I'm not going to keep trying to kill myself. I was like, I'm here for a fucking reason. Why the fuck am I here? And so then from that point is when I actually put my foot down and said, let's go hard with this music shit. To be able to rap to somebody and to have a grown man break down crying, bro, crying, like worse than this, I'm talking crying, hug you and say, your words move me, bro. That filled my soul in a way that I can't. Man, that was just the most wholesome experience. It's like when I go out on the streets and I'm rapping to people, or hey man, can I show you the song I'm working on? And you see like the life go into somebody, or you rap about something, hey man, give me a word, pain, and then I rap about my own experience. And you got a grown adult man, because being a man, you're not supposed to show your emotions. I'm okay with being vulnerable. Like, look, man, I ain't perfect. I'm strong, but some points I'm weak. Some things I'm getting better on, you know? But it's like, you're not supposed to cry. You can't be vulnerable. Imagine meeting somebody so tough and you see him on the street and you're like, hey, bro, and they just, what's up, man? Hey, bro, can I rap to you real quick? I'm working on this song, man. All right, man, let's hear. What you got? And you rapping to him, and this person went from alpha, being defensive, wearing a spaghetti strap, looking like Vin Diesel, all these muscles, and then this grown man crying in your arms, talking about how his wife died and how he's lost everything and why he's on the streets and how he lost purpose and this and that. And man, that song was so beautiful and it spoke into me. Like I could relate to it. I've been through it. Or you hear whatever. I've heard so many stories and it's moved me. And I'm like, then this is my purpose. This is my calling. Man, I was rapping to this vet. I went when I was buying a gun. I was buying a shotgun. And I was talking to him and I was like, hey, can I show you this song? And he came outside and everything. And I'm rapping to him and I don't have the song recorded or nothing. This is just pure, just me rapping over the beat. And I got this dude crying. He hugs me and I'm just hugging him, like squeezing him. And he's like, promise me you'll never quit. And I was like, excuse me? And he's like, promise me you'll never quit. And he's like, you got a gift, brother. And he's like, and I feel like you'll do big things with it. And that kind of like hit me in a way that I can't imagine, bro, because even doing what I'm doing still to this day, I've opened up for Afro Man, Little Flip, I mean, Finesse 2 Time, that Mexican OT, and I'm proud of myself. But yet, I still look in that crowd, playing at the Complex, any show, and I still ain't got no friends, no family there. So then it's a lot of self-reflection of, well, what have I done wrong? What have I done? What could I do better? Or why don't they support me? And it's not that they don't mean to support me, but I'm starting to understand that sometimes along your journey, that when you start to believe in yourself and you grab that dice and you roll it, sometimes it's not that you're better, because I'm not better than anybody, but what you're doing can be intimidating. And that is taking me a lot to like really comprehend, because I'm like, dude, I'm not intimidating. Like, you guys know me. Like, you know me. I'm not intimidating. But they're like, yes, but you're with celebrities. You're with people. You're doing all these things. You're traveling. Like, you're building a brand. You're building a name. And I'm like, yeah, but like, it's not known like that. I want my name to be known like, when you hear Bud Light, you know what Bud Light is right away. When you hear Ford, you know what a Ford is right away. Post Malone, you know, like, my name's not like that yet. And that's my problem is I want it like that. And I'm missing my journey and what I'm doing. I don't get to really focus on what I'm doing. I'm so focused on this. I'm like, I want this, but I'm focused on this, but I'm slowly getting there. You know, I'm just so tunnel vision on this. And everybody else around me, like, they see failed attempts of their own. And they all try to throw their insecurities or failed attempts on me. Because at first, they're like, yeah, go, bro, sure. But then over time, they're like, yeah, congrats, bro, again. Damn, you did something else, man. Man, again? That's how it is to them. And I'm like, hey, what are you up to, man? What's new? Same, nothing. Same thing, man. Just working, this and that. And then you're always coming up with other things. And they're like, well, how do you find time? Dude, there's no time. You just make it. You don't think I'm tired? You don't think I'm exhausted? You don't think I'm ready to go to sleep? You don't think I want these things? I want rest. But again, It's okay working a 9 to 5, but that 6 to 12 builds the empire. So I don't mind working 2-3 jobs if I have to put food on the table, to invest to where, all right, 80 of my hours are going towards working all this stuff, but I still got 2 hours in this week to go do music. Boom, here we go. Okay, I'll figure out a way, you know. But now I'm going all on me. There ain't no job. It's just me. And to like trust God and go all in on myself, this has been a tremendous journey. Because it's always like I'll get a great job, great paying job, things are going great, and then next thing you know, my stuff just starts taking off. And then I focus on this, and then the job go, and then go all in, and then it goes, stops. And then it'll be, all right, it's okay. We'll try. We'll see. We got money. We got stuff to live on. Let's go. Nothing. I get a job, then bam, radio stations, TV stuff, all this other things. Boom, 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 boom. And then, shows. And it's going. And this. You start, okay, let's go all in. You go all in, stops. And it's like, then you get another job, and it's the same thing. It's a vicious cycle. But then I also see where I still be too scared to go fully in. So now to go fully in on myself and on my business and everything, I'm just hoping that it just shows everybody like, hey, go all in on yourself, man. Just believe in yourself, no matter what that is. Work your job, work that 9 to 5, but when you're done, what are you doing? Are you just going home and sitting on your ass all day and scrolling through Facebook, scrolling through YouTube, scrolling on Instagram or whatever you're watching this on? You're just scrolling. You got off at work at 2 o'clock. You got off at work at 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever time. You can wake up earlier. You can make time. Like, you got 12 hours in a day. Okay, let's say you go to work. You work 8 to 4. All right. Did you really work the full shift? Did you not have time? Were you scrolling on your phone? You make music, right? You're an artist, right? You're a drawer, right? So instead of scrolling on your phone, you could be editing those pictures and videos. You could be making your own content. You could be writing a song. There's things that you can do in your day when you have free time. How do you use it? Are you scrolling? Are you doom scrolling? Are you just laughing? Man, when I see this phone, bro, there's only 2 ways to see it, okay? That's either you're going to pay people, or you're going to pay people, or you're going to get paid. It's just that way, man. Like, how are you using your phone? And I'm tired of seeing all these kids get paid to play. Kids are getting paid to play with toys. You know, people are getting paid to just do makeup and do all this stuff. And I'm not jealous. I'm genuinely proud of them, because I'm like, yo, that's a flex, dude. You got people working. I worked 60 hours. I worked 120 hours this week. I missed my birthday. I missed my funeral. I missed all this stuff. And then you got people, what'd you do today? I just set up a light and I did some makeup tutorial and I made $3,000. Excuse me? That sounds illegal. It's not. I'm an entertainer. I'm a content creator. You know, I'm an influencer. And that to me is that's inspiring, bro.
It is inspiring. Well, first off, man, I just want to recognize that, dude, I'm so grateful you're here, man. Thank you for your service as well.
Well, thank you for your support. And thank you for allowing me to have this platform and to come on your podcast, man. It really means a lot to me.
It's a blessing to me as well, man. Wow, that's moving, truly. Like, I just got to re-say, like, I'm so grateful you're here.
Well, thank you.
For your kid, for the people that are inspired by your stories. We connected a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And even though sounds like you've held back on some certain content, dude, when I watch your content, it's moving. You going and helping the homeless, you talking about rapping to these vets. It's like that. Absolutely never give up, man. And whether it takes 10 years for your name to be known like Post Malone or Bud Light or whatever the case is, who cares? You're going to be that age anyways.
That's right.
You never stop.
You know, the most beautiful part is I'm on this journey, man, and I realize that because I know and I'm going off of, and I know because that is how I used to view things was, I want to be this big. And don't get me wrong, I still do, because when I die, I would like my name to be known as something. I would like to be someone. But now I'm also at the turning point to where I'm like, why should I accept acceptance and validation from a world that crucified a most perfect man? You know, and it's like, I never got acceptance or validation, but somehow I'm always getting the results. And that's all I need to worry about. Because at the end of the day, when I die, I don't know when that is. That could be tomorrow. That could be whenever. But I do know that when I die, I can literally die proud and with a smile on my face, because I can look back and say, look at what I did. Not what if. Not live with regrets and what I could have been. You know, all these things, I can say, look at what I did. I have done things that I'm proud of. And so for me, living life to the fullest and going all in and saying, I did this. That's what it means to me, you know?
Well, that's the thing, man. I mean, we're shooting here Saturday, a couple days after Charlie Kirk got assassinated.
Man.
You can have a voice in this world, and that's the thing. My two values that I will always live by, I genuinely do not see them changing, is authenticity and transformation.
That's right.
You have to have a voice, man. You have to pursue your purpose. Everybody does. If you don't, then why are we here?
You're right.
And the most beautiful thing is in this world that tries to silence voices, when they're silenced, they just become stronger.
That's right. Amen.
There's anybody that tries to silence voice, anybody that ever tried to tell me that I would fail, it moved me to go stronger. It moved me to push harder. It moved me to see, okay, you know what? You may not see this, but I see it.
That's right.
It's like any experience in life is either going to show you the truth or show you what's possible or show you what you don't want to do, right? It's kind of like the purpose game. When I go speak, when I do a podcast, it's like, okay, that message hit me hard. So I'm going to keep going in on that. And you start to find who you are, right? I'm sure you could relate this in your own story. When I started coaching, when I started in the personal development world, when I was 15 years old, I was reading the Jay Shettys, the Tony Robbins, I could go on. That wasn't my content. That wasn't me. I was learning from somebody.
Yep.
But through the steps and the journey, I started to read, and then I started to learn what I agreed with, what I didn't agree with. And then I started to find who I was as a coach, right? Coaching's not who I am. I'm Braiden Belnap, and that's not even who I am. But I found who I was about. You, Charlie, which is a very unfortunate event, found the same. We can never be silenced as long as we keep going.
No, sir. You know, and it is an unfortunate event, you know, with that. And I still, you know, I don't really know how to really grasp that still to this day. And it's weird because, you know, I'm going to voice this, you know, I wasn't so big on him. I wasn't focused on him. You know, when I see his content, some things I agree with, some things I didn't. I didn't follow him, so I'm not going to be like I was this big follower. But what I will say is that I am still right now, I'm still in the shock to where I'm like, he's dead. Like he's dead. He was silenced, but he gave us a voice. That's what I don't think people are really comprehending. And he was silenced for that. He gave us a way to come together, to communicate, to have discussions. Sometimes people left differently. But he was able to connect with us and change viewpoints. That's why I say all the time, like when you look at a cell phone, man, like the back of the iPhone 15, there's not 3 cameras, there's a billion. We are all connected on this phone. He connected us. He brought us together. He made us have debates. He talked about subjects that weren't the best, but that's what you have to do. You have to have those tough subjects. So with him, and when you look at all the greatest, it has just shown that over time that, you know, especially in America, freedom of speech isn't freedom of speech. There is a price and there is a cost to pay. And sometimes it may be your life. And it is horrible as it is. It's terrible, but it's what's happening in this world. And there's a fight. Everybody had that known that everybody's talking about, like the spiritual warfare, like the awakening, and people are starting to understand like what's really going on. This is a fight between good and evil. And good is evil, and evil is trying to prevail and make it be known like, no, we will win, but the good always wins. And so with this misfortune and this terrible event, it's like it's going to show how we, the people, need to come together. United, we stand tall. Divided, we fall. And we have fallen as a nation. We are not together. We are divided so much, whether it's race, it's party. That's why I'm like, man, I don't care. I'm not assigned to any political party. We the people, man. It's us. It's all of us. That's why I say community, unity, you and me. We can all come together to help chase and obtain the dream. And that's what Charlie was doing. He was spreading his message. He would always talk about God. I'm seeing all these videos, and he's been popping up on my feed nonstop. And I'm honestly really moved by it. And things that I'm struggling with, I'm going through, I'm seeing, and I'm like, dang, this is actually what I'm going through. And I don't really follow this guy or what he says, but it's kind of a coincidence that, you know, out of all the messages that I can get from all of these videos over his time span, there's certain videos that are coming to me that are actually regulating and coming to like what I'm going through right now. But he was silenced. and he gave us a platform. So do I have a voice? Does it matter? Do you have a voice? Does it really matter? Is it ultimately going to cost us our lives? Do we not have opinions? Can we not have opinions? It's okay to have differences. That's what I feel like really makes a world is have differences. Again, so we can go back to the buffet. You don't like that? Oh, that's okay. There's that over there. You don't got to focus on that. There's a variety. We can come together as one and be unified, but we're all just so divided. You know, it's like, oh no, it's this, no, it's that. Well, let's just take time to understand from each other's viewpoint. Why do you see it this way? Why do you see it that way? And at the end of the day, you guys might even switch positions to where like, actually, you're wrong. It's this. And they're like, no, you were actually right. It's this. And they're like, no, you were right. This is why. And you just be surprised. And so it's terrible. And my condolences to his family. And it's something that's still like, I can't comprehend. And the one thing that I will say, and I'm not trying to go into this conspiracy theory thing, but I just want to say one thing. And I've been thinking about saying this, but I don't want to say it because I don't want to just paint anything, but just, you can edit this out if you'd like, but just hear me out.
No, this is Journey to Authenticity, man.
The one thing I just find crazy, all right, there's been all these murders, there's been stabbings, all right, and this is a prime example. I don't know the lady's name, but the lady that was stabbed on the bus, right? That footage is all over the internet. You see it when he's about to stab her, but you don't see her stabbed, okay? You see him walking with the knife dripping. That's all you see. There's been all these videos of other stuff, all right? There was a shooting at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas in 2019. 23 people died. That footage is out there, but you never see anybody killed. You don't see anybody shot, right? The moment Charlie was assassinated on TV, that thing was everywhere. Usually when stuff like that happens, like when Donald Trump, you still don't really see the video. I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but I never saw the footage of Trump getting shot. They don't show up close footage. They don't show anything. But with Charlie, they showed it all and they made sure it was seen. And it was just out there. And I understand like how this works, but there's levels. And when you talk to people that are, as you know, like in this industry, there are stuff that they can solicit, not like public post it, but yet everybody is talking about how they've seen. I don't know if you've seen the video, but it's horrible. It's graphic, you know. And for me, I saw it. I was just like, dang. But I saw people that watched it that were just mortified and like having crazy panic attacks. And I'm like, okay, like this is serious. And I was in shock. But like what I'm saying is there's people that it's affected in ways because they've never seen anything like that. So why is it we saw it for him? He was a man that spoke about God, about Jesus Christ and his faith. And he also gave the people a platform to speak and communicate. We came together with him. Regardless, he gave everybody, he was respectful, like give him an opportunity. Some things I didn't agree with what he said, and some of the things I did. It is what it is. People, we can have agreements and disagreements, but he shouldn't have been silenced for what he believed in. You can have hate, you can have animosity towards somebody. Well, no hate. Hate is not, but not death upon anybody. He had a life, he had a family, you know, and it's like, when is this vicious cycle ever gonna end? That's just how I view it, man.
That's how I view it too, man. It's we look at marriages, what happens when marriages stop talking.
Yeah.
Divorce. What happens when parents and kids stop talking? What happens when a community in like corporate world or even a small company? What happens when people stop talking?
That's right. You have to have those discussions. You have to.
We don't always agree. Thankfully for me and my wife, we agree on the macro, but I would be lying to you if we agreed on everything. If we were agreeing on everything, somebody's holding their tongue, dude.
I was like, that's going to be trouble. That's a recipe for trouble. Somebody's holding back, man. It's like, we need honesty, you know?
Exactly. And it's okay to disagree.
Yes, sir.
You can agree to disagree.
That's right. Yes, sir.
And there is times that my wife shares an opinion that's different than mine where I say, you're right. And vice versa, right? I personally, I respect leaders that are willing to say I was wrong.
Yes, sir.
I apologize. Or I don't know, let's go figure that out. If you as a leader or you as a person cannot say that without biting your tongue, you got some work to do.
No, ain't that the truth? That's right.
there's nothing wrong with being wrong. There's nothing wrong with not knowing, and there's also nothing wrong with saying you're right.
Amen. I have no problem being wrong. I love it, especially like being like a photographer and videographer, not knowing everything. Well, learning, right? I just bought the camera and I'm learning. I'll go up and I'll be, hey, question, like, how do I do this? No, look at you, be like, you are here with us. You have access to this and you don't know what you're doing. No, I don't, bro. Can you help me? And then they just look at you puzzled, but it's like, I'm being serious, man. Like, hey, I don't know. I'd rather be honest and be like, hey, bro, I don't know what I'm doing instead of looking stupid. And now I'm not even taking good pictures because I want to look like I'm Mr. Know-It-All. And now I'm not even capturing the moment. Or I can just put my pride to the side because, well, it is what it is. I don't know everything. And the only way to learn is to ask. So, hey, fellow photographer, I see you take pictures. I don't really know. I've never done anything like this. Can you tell me like the good settings for this? Because what should I put my frame rates to? What should I put my ISO at? Like, what should I do? Can you tell me your settings? What would you recommend? Oh, yeah, this is what you should do. Bam, perfect. All right. And then now I know. And now I'm taking good pictures, regardless of how I viewed the person to view me. Like, oh, man, they're making a face like I'm stupid. Or, oh, man, are they going to think I'm dumb? I am dumb. I don't know the question. I don't know the answer. So let me ask the question. I'm just going to look more dumb and stupid. And then I just literally look dumb and stupid just standing there, not even asking a question and then pretending. What's worse, pretending to be taking a picture and not having nothing to show? Or, hey, I don't know what I'm doing. Can you help me? And just putting that pride to the side. And who knows? That might even lead you to another connect. And, hey, I got this event. You should come out. And then, bam, you're still going. That's God looking out for you. That's how I see it.
Amen to that, man. So we talked a bit about fear.
Yes, sir.
Right. What keeps you going even in the face of fear?
Honestly, it's I got to do it. I really don't have a good answer. Like the best answer I could give is honestly what we spoke about earlier is I don't want to look back on life and go, what if? I want to die saying, look at what I did. That's it. I don't want to live with regrets. I don't want to be that guy like, man, like I hear from all these guys, oh, man, I thought about it. What if I join, but nah, I didn't, and my dad can be that guy that lives with that regret. My dad wanted to join, but he didn't join because of his mom. His mom was like, no, don't join. So he listened to his mom. Look, man, I make my mom disappointed all the time, and I'm going to disappoint her no matter what. Sorry, mom, still joined, but she didn't care if I joined, But my point is, I'm not going to I don't care if like, oh, don't ride a motorcycle. That you don't ride a motorcycle. Let me ride. That's your fear. I don't let people put their fear and insecurities onto me. Oh, the what ifs. Because let me tell you what, man. I got a new song that I'm about to release, and I'm about to start dropping some content around it. And it's about being humble, but believing in yourself, having that confidence, and having the whole world against you. And I've been there, man. My coworker told me, he said, hey, man, you're not around it much at work. And at this time, dude, I had a great job. I was making great money. I worked 3 days a week, 12, 14-hour shifts. And if I didn't get my 40 hours, they automatically gave me my 40 hours. And if I got overtime, great, which most of the time there was always some kind of overtime. But I worked 3 days a week with 4 days off to focus on music. Literally. I was working Monday through Friday, 6 to 6, came to my bosses, and I was like, look, man, I can't do this and that. Y'all see me. I'm working hard, but I'm still having issues. Can I do this instead? I rapped to them, and they said, hey, remember us when you're famous one day. Switch me departments. So I had Monday through Wednesday to work. Thursday through Sunday was music, and I took that time, and I really went hard with it. Fast forward, things are starting to go off. I'm doing barber in school. I'm literally working in school. I'm going to work at 1 in the morning, working from 1 to 8. Then I'm going from there, going to school from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, 9 to 4:30. And so then I got from like 5 to 7 to be with family, do music, and sleep. And that was almost ran me in the ground, literally. So I'm going and going and going, try to make all this stuff work. And I'm doing everything to show like, yo, this is possible. And so I'm doing all these things. And as I was at this job, they were like, hey, go all in with your music. So they put me on my schedule, start going so hard with it. Things just start taking off with it. And I'm like, I did it. I didn't believe in myself when I started it. I was scared shitless. Everybody made fun of me. They're like, you're going to be Malibu's most wanted. Here we go. Oh, another white guy trying to be a rapper. But now, and it's not to brag, but it's to be, hey, I'm proud of this because I never expected any of this to happen when I did this music. But I can say, hey, I've been in a parade. I got to do the Utah parade. I've been on the news. I've been on a few radio stations. I've traveled out of state and I got paid to play. I got to open up for some of my biggest artists and inspirations. I've got to somehow meet or connect with them in some kind of way. I'm not this big famous artist. Understand, I'm a regular person just like you, like anybody through this phone. I'm not a celebrity. I'm just a regular guy that had a goal, that had a dream, that had a vision and believed. And I just went out there and just did it. I did it scared. I did it unprepared. I just did it. I didn't have any of the tools, but I just did it. And somehow God helped everything come together. And ADHD, and back to what I was saying, but my coworker looked at me and he was like, listen, man, you need to wake up and be realistic. You're not a celebrity. You're not a 1%. This is real life and reality. And I just looked at him in disgust. And I was like, in the back of my head, I'm like, man, fuck you. This shit is possible. You cannot tell me what is and what is not possible. And at the time, understand, nothing has happened for me yet. Nothing has happened at all. Not the travel, not the state, not the shows, not nothing. Nothing has happened for me yet. Some things, they were starting to. But I was like, I believe and I know that I can do these things. And I'm like, imagine from here to there, to that wall. Wall's far away. I'm like, it's complete darkness. I was like, I know for a fact that I can't jump from here to there. I'm like, but I know that with God and that with my faith, that he will get me over there. I'm like, in the moment I jump, I'm realizing that I'm walking and that I'm floating. And as I'm floating, I'm not floating, I'm just walking. There's complete fog. That's it. It's just fog that's knee high. There's a ground and God has a path for me. He's walking with me even through the darkness. And I was like, so I believe in myself. And he looked at me, he's like, whatever. That motherfucker watches me nonstop and watches what I'm doing. But I messaged him, I'm like, hey bro, I appreciate you. Congratulations. Keep up the great work. You know, you really inspired me on my journey, you know, but it's like, I use stuff like that as motivation. Tell me I can't. He told me, he's like, you're crazy, man. You're stupid. You're not a celebrity. You ain't shit. You're a regular person. You can't do these things. Doctors told me the same thing. I was fighting for my life, feeding tube and all this stuff. I said, yeah, you'll never be able to join the army. I was having seizures like crazy. Like, yeah, you'll never be able to join. You can't do that. Joined the military for my best friend and show that it was possible. May his soul rest in peace. But I joined for him and I let his goals live on because that's what he wanted to do, was make his father proud. He couldn't join the Marines, but damn it, the Army would. So we had to go to join the Army. Doctors told me I couldn't do it. It was impossible. I'll never be able to. I was like 49 pounds, feeding tube, seizures nonstop, skinny guy, frail. They're like, bro, kiss that dream away. My best friend died and I lost everything. That was my one real friend. That was a true brother, a true, genuine connection and friendship. Something that was the most authentic relationship I've ever had. Still to this day, I've never had any kind of relationship to replace that. So when God took that from me, I lost it all. And I went so hard. I made up 22.75 credits, even graduated early. I started my senior year with only 2 credits.
That's amazing.
Graduate early and join. And everybody's like, you can't do it. You can't. And I'm like, but I did. So now I'm in a mindset where I'm like, nobody can tell me. Like, I'm not cocky. I'm not ignorant. I'm just, you can't tell me that I can't, man. So many people told me that I can't do things, and I did these things that they told me that I couldn't. But I believed in myself, and I believed in my higher power, and I said, no, I can, and I will do these things. I know I can. I did. Man, when I joined the Army, I was so scared. I was telling everybody, oh, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do 10 miles. And I was right. I couldn't do 10 miles. I did 67. When I went in, they changed the whole program. Before, it was like you march 10 miles, set up, and that's it. And then you do your whole training. My program, they went through, they changed the whole Army. And we marched like 60 miles. We marched to everything and did everything. We didn't take vehicles. We didn't do the whatever. They changed up the whole thing apparently. And I remember that being my most proudest moment because I remember complaining with my buddy in his car with his mom taking us. I was like, dude, I'm scared. I don't think I can do 10 miles. Dude, look at me. I can't. I switched the mindset to where I'm like, I can, I will, I believe, I know I will. These will happen. Everything will happen to where I have done things and I will stand on this hill and die on this hill. I've done things that I would have never imagined, that I wouldn't even dream. This is more than a dream. And the best part is it's reality, but I believed and I put forth the work. I put forth the effort and I did everything in my heart to make it happen. the long days, the endless nights, everything. And I'm not even there, but I've done more than I could have ever imagined. So I can die right now, peacefully at night, because, hey, I did it. I at least did it. Regardless of the outcome, I did it.
Amen to that, man. Like you said, right? There's the wall and it's far away.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't exactly know how to get there, but as long as you keep walking, you will find your way.
Yep.
You don't have to know like that's the thing. Have you seen Post Malone's first music video?
Oh, yeah.
Like we think he knew the way, respectfully. That's one of the worst music videos I've ever seen in my life.
Yep. That's the one where he's like, what the heck? And all that. Yeah.
Yeah,
so see,
dude.
but it's like, he still started like that. And that to me is a stepping stone too. Like that is impressive. Like, because look, we can cringe and we can laugh, but at the same time we respect it because it's like, yeah, but look, that's where he started. Like,
Dude, my first podcast, I thought it was awesome, dude. I look back, I was like, what was I thinking putting that out on the internet?
Man,
Which I'll never take it down. You know, it highlights your journey. It's why I like Post Malone. You see his still music videos up from when he first started. You have to start.
Gotta have something. Just something to show, you know?
The only way, sometimes people will have an upper hand. Maybe their mom or dad was already in music or their uncle. Fine. Who cares? Keep going.
That's right.
Again, even whether it takes 5 years, whether it takes 10 years, whether it takes 20 years, whether it takes a year, it doesn't matter. Like you stay aligned. You figure out what you really want with yourself, what you want with your relationships, what you want with your life.
That part.
And then you just keep going.
And see, for everybody else, like making it is different. Like for me, making it as an artist, like truthfully, I don't care to have millions of followers. When I see those numbers, people are like, bro, you got 1,500 followers? One, and I'm going to just say it. I'm like, that ain't shit. Okay, it's 1,500. That's cool, but I want engagement. I want people that like are actually like commenting, engaging. Like I meet people all the time, dude. Like I've met the TikTokers and the YouTube. Like that's great. There's some people that have a bunch of them. All right, but it's like, are there real engagement? Do people know you outside the phone? Like I like that I can engage with people and that they know me for me. Like, all right, maybe on social media wise, I'm not that big, but the streets know me, and that makes me excited. You know, I'll be driving down the street, you know, and I was posting it on my Snapchat or on my Instagram. I was so proud. Like, what a crazy moment. I'm not wearing my hat. I'm not wearing my sunglasses. I'm just in like regular. But when I'm going out and I got all my Salt Lake Texan, I'm wearing sunglasses. That's what most of the people see me at because I'm trying to get my brand out there. So the fact that I'm just wearing regular clothes, and it's my man Salt Lake Texan, keep it up, bro. And I'm like freaking out because I'm like, yo, he goes, I see you, bro, keep it up. Like that meant the world to me. But it's like I'm being recognized outside. And, you know, I see everybody watching me, but I don't get the, hey, good job, keep going. But again, as an artist, for me, making it is to say, hey, people are singing my songs, people are engaging with me, and I'm actually able to make a living off this. Even if it's only, I got 500 followers. Imagine just being able to say you have 500 followers, but each follower, if they really engage with your music like that, they're paying 99 cents or $1 a month or whatever. You're getting $500 a month from people that are actually supporting you in your cause and what you're doing. That's perfect for me. But the fact that I've had people on this journey believe in me is a reason why I cannot and I will never quit. Because there's so many great people that I've met, way more talented, way more amazing, way more gifted than me. And I understand that, but they let their fears stop them. So that motivates me. But at the same time, it's like, if I can do this and somebody believes in me, I need to do something with it, man. The fact that somebody can say, hey, I believe in you. You can believe in anything in this world. There's an understanding. I'm not saying I'm not him, but the fact that somebody can take the energy and say, you know, I don't even believe in that. But hey, guess what? I believe in your energy and I believe in what you're doing. That shakes me to my core. I'm not him. I was made in the image, but I'm not him. I'm just a regular guy. So for somebody to not believe in a God, but then come to me and say, hey man, I really believe in what you're doing in your music, that hits me a different way. Cause it's like, bro, how do you not believe in a higher power, but yet you believe in me and what I'm doing and you want to see me succeed? That's backwards, in my opinion. But at the same time, it makes me, I'm like, okay, so somebody is putting their time and energy to say, hey, I believe in you, go. Somebody's willing to take their time, their money, and say, go. They're willing to buy a ticket to come to a show, go. So they're willing to, hey, bro, look, I'm trying to do this and this. Hey, here you go. Here's some money. Boom. But people are willing to take their time, their energy, their money that can go towards a bill, that can go to whatever, gas, groceries, rent. They're able to take that money and say, here you go. I believe in you. Why would you not go? So the whole end goal, I feel like for anybody trying to do music or whatever it is, the end goal shouldn't be about validation and acceptance, except from yourself. To say, hey, I did it. Look, I did it. Yeah, okay, people cheered. Most of the time, we're not going to get really cheered along the way. It's only people like us that we know because we put in the work and we recognize greatness. Real recognize real. You don't got to tell me you're real for me to understand that and say that. We don't have to talk about what this is or who we are. We show it. We're able to prove it with what we do, with our actions. And I feel like that is the most beautiful part. So as long as you're putting forth the effort and showing who you are, being authentic and being yourself, but also going all in, you can't fail. That's making it, in my opinion.
That's the thing, man. Most people listen to the voice in their head a little too much.
Yeah.
But I always say, make it your best friend, man. When I first started a podcast, my voice in my head was like, who are you to do that, man? Wait, you think that just because you did X, Y, Z that you can do this now? No, but I'm going to do it anyways.
That part. And dude, how many times, be honest, how many times do you struggle with that though? Like, do you have that happen a lot to where if you want to start something or anything, you're just like on the fritz or whatever? And how do you overcome that? Like, what do you do?
My inner dialogue, that voice in my head has never gone away, man. That's what people don't understand. It's just because I went from drugs, alcohol, petty theft, stealing from my own brother, to apologizing and doing what it was necessary to make myself good, that all of a sudden I'm just good now. When in reality, it's a daily thing.
Yeah.
It's a compass. It's my inner dialogue. Some things I'm like, oh, I absolutely can do that. Let's go get it done. And some things is, I'm going to go do this. This scares me. Like, holy cow, I don't know what I'm thinking. We're going to do it anyways.
That's right.
Because I have this data in my mind to back me up of, I know I can. This person told me I couldn't. I did. I told myself I couldn't. I did. So the worst case scenario is I shoot for this big goal. I don't hit it, but I learned. I grew.
Yeah.
I have 3 standards in my life. For honestly, anybody to be in my inner circle, they only have to accomplish 3 things. And I hold myself to the same standard. And I also hold myself to the same standard for other people. Keep your word. Do your best. Grow. If you do those standards in any aspect of life, yourself, your relationships, or your life, whether that's in your lifestyle or your work, you will make it. It's really that simple.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that voice in my head, that's like, what are you thinking, dude? It's like, cool. Thanks for letting me know that I don't have enough data to know that I can, but now I need to go acquire the data because it's real, right? That voice, when I started the podcast, who are you to do it? It's not wrong. Like, that voice isn't wrong, but it's also a compass of telling you what to do. So when I hear, who are you to do this? It's like, oh yeah, you're right. What is it that I need to do to show myself that I can?
Yeah.
And you start to like coach yourself, right? I have a process. It's called GROW. G stands for grasp, R, realize, O, overcome, W is win. So when I have that inner dialogue, I walk my through that process. Okay, I don't believe I can do that. Okay, what's the outcome of me not doing this? Okay, now what is the outcome of me doing this? Even if I was to fail, what's the outcome? Okay, so how can I move forward to make this a reality in my life based upon what I know to be true today?
Yeah.
Okay, great. How do I win? Is there people I need to connect with? Is it just solely me going and grinding? Is there a process that I need to incorporate? And through coaching myself at the end of it, it's like, okay, I may not believe it full-heartedly right now because it quite hasn't happened, but I believe in myself to get there.
Exactly.
That's it, man.
You're even telling me things where I'm like, I like this. I need this too. So I'm like, even in my, I'm like jotting it down. So, but yeah, you're hitting it on the nail.
Yeah, man. There's a reason that, again, the only way to fail is to quit. That's it.
Yeah.
You can have pivots because that's necessary, right? You may have a plan and you may be aligned with that plan. And as you're executing, you may have friction in a certain area. So you pivot and then you go a different direction. That doesn't necessarily mean, again, you quit. You make pivots.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. What people don't understand is pivots is a way to stay aligned for you to get to your goal.
Exactly. Yeah. Literally.
Failing is quitting the mission.
And see, I needed that because that's beautiful. And that's what I needed to hear. Because exactly, and pivots. That's why I keep adding all the stuff that I'm doing with my brand. And that's why I'm doing the whole videography. And that within itself is just funny because I don't really do barbering. And everybody's like, why are you a barber? Like, why would you go to school? Like, one, look, the Army paid for it. The Army paid for me to go to school. I went to school. I didn't like it, but I tried it. Because in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm a rapper. Oh, I can let people know I'm an artist and I make music. I cut hair. People are always coming in. Boom, work in a barbershop and spread my music. And then you start doing it and you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't like this. That's not fun. And then you're like, hey, Dad, can I cut your hair? No. Okay. Hey, guys, can I cut your hair? No. Okay. Hey, man, I'll pay you like $20. Can you? All right. Some of my friends, they did. All right. I had a couple guys are like, yeah, and they even paid me for it. Grateful for those guys. They know who they are. But it's like most everybody else was saying no. And got to a point to where I'm even offering to pay. So nobody's letting me cut their hair. I'm not getting anything at school. And plus, I'm night school because I work during the day at first before I switch my schedule. And it's just, I realize I'm getting time periods. So because I went to school, dropped out, then I went back to school. But when I finished it, I was night school. But going from when I went back, because I was only gone for a couple of months. For example, man, I'd work in the day after I quit, because I literally quit school and I dropped out of school and quit my job. I was working, making $35 an hour, and then I was going to school. That's all I had to focus on. Quit all that to go do music. Traveled out of state, opened up for Eazy-E, came back, played at the Complex, went, opened up for that Mexican OT and all this other stuff. And keep in mind, and I know this is going to sound crazy, I had no music out. I just had the talent, but I didn't have the consistency. I didn't have the plan. I just started getting opportunities, but I had no music. I had music, just nothing was released. I just sit on everything because I don't need to release it. I don't care. But I was getting all these opportunities. I was trying to rush the process. Came back and started doing shows, went back to school, okay? And then as I'm back in school, I was just getting burnt out and tired, but I'd miss school. Nobody would help me. Nobody's letting me. So then I switched to day school and quit my job. Now I'm going, all right, look, I got money to live off of. I just want to focus, graduate, and be done with this shit. Quit my job, focus all on school, because now I was working, again, 18, 10-hour days because my job was 6 to 4, and then from 5 to 10, I'm at school. So I was exhausted mentally, and I was just going through it. So I quit my job to focus only on barbering to finish it up. And as I was going full time, things just started happening. But I didn't like barbering until one day I'm walking home, and homeless dude's like, hey, you got any drugs? And I said, no, let me talk to you. I'm a rapper, give me a word. He said, pain. And that's when I freestyled to him, and he just looked at me and was emotional. Gave him a haircut, and at the end of it, he picked up the bottle, and he had this big Jack Daniels, and it was half full. Picked it up, and he slammed it down and gave me a hug and said thank you, and he walked away. And I don't know where that man is to this day, but that sparked something inside me, and I was like, I like that. Like, that was nice. And, you know, it's different when you have money and you're able to help everybody and you just, like, handing money out like you charity. Man, I was acting like Mr. Beast without Mr. Beast money. And, you know, then when it was my turn, I'm like, hey, bro, I could use some help. Hey, big dog, you got it? I don't got it. You got it, though. You'll find it. You got a way, man. Hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for all the time you helped me. But I can't, sorry. And then you're like, damn. But these people still accept me for who I am, and I'm able to just connect with them, give them a simple haircut. We talk about life, and then they look at life differently. Sometimes they have a court case the next day, and they beat it. Sometimes they get custody of their children to where their kids can come to the park with them for supervised vision for X amount of days because they're homeless or whatever their situation is. It's winning custody in general. or they finally get off the streets and into a place, they get a job. These are things that people within my community on the streets have told me that I've done by a simple haircut. And I don't believe that I had any part of it, because all we did was I just provided a haircut, but I was able to help somebody within that. Like, all I did was I gave them a haircut, man. I recognized them. I acknowledged them. While millions of people walk past them every day, I took the time to say, hey, I see you, but I also want to help you out. Let's change your appearance, because how you view yourself is how you view the world and how the world will view you. Let's turn that frown upside down. Let's get that beard cleaned up. Let's get you a nice haircut. You're looking a little messy. You give them a nice slick back. You clean that beard up. Then they start smiling, and the world's smiling at them. And the next thing you know, they're allowed to go walk in the stores, and they weren't allowed to. And their clothes, you could tell they're homeless, but somehow this dude's got a real nice haircut and his beard's lined up, so apparently he's not homeless. And they let him in. That's the beautiful part of the journey. And that's where I found that why I love barbering. I'll never be a barber. I'll never make money being a barber. But until I'm a multimillionaire as an independent artist, to where I'm able to build homeless communities and I'm able to build after school programs and things for children with disciplinary issues growing up. I've been that kid. I went to like 7, 8 different high schools. All right, I get it. I've been troubled. The military wasn't for me. But what I'm saying is, when you do those things and you help others, it really goes a long way. And so until I get there, a simple haircut is my way of paying it forward.
So simple, man. Have you seen Vic Blends? I think that's his name.
I have now. When I started my journey, I hated Vic Blends without understanding who he was. Because when I started it, again, I'm not, well, and I mean this in the most humbling way. I don't focus on anybody, like, respectfully.
Good.
And it's just like on
That's the way it should be.
I only focus on myself. Again, and I ain't shit, dude. But I do compare myself. So when I see other people doing good, it intimidates me, not in a negative way, to be better, but I'm like, oh man, like, I'm not there. Good for that person, but damn, I'm not there. And then I reflect on it and I'm like, I'm not there yet. Good for that person, but still, I'm not there. And so then I focus on that part. So for me, I just focus on me. But people kept saying Vic Blends. I'm like, man, who the fuck is Vic Blends, man? I was like, man, and everybody's like, oh, like Vic Blends. I was like, nah, man, I don't even know who that is. I'm like, I'm Salt Lake, Texan, you know? And the next thing you know, I look him up and I see who he's in. I was like, oh, damn, this is a cool dude. What's he doing? And then I'm seeing what he's doing. He's just cutting hair for people for free. Same thing, you know? And I'm like, oh, that's what I'm doing. I was like, I'm doing it for homeless people. But I'm like, he's just doing it in general. And then he was doing podcasts. He's now done Barack Obama, Tom Brady. And I thought his thing's cool. He was the first person. He just actually started a barber college in the penitentiary, I believe, out in California. It's never been done before. So now there's a barber college in a prison system. That's beautiful, dude. Some of the best barbers I've met, they've shown me, man. They'll break that comb, get a little razor, put it in there, and just start cutting. I've seen the cleanest fades. My man Ruben is clean with it. Do it. And that's how he learned. But it's like, I've met amazing, phenomenal ex-cons on the streets that tell me the same thing, and they show me how they cut their hair and stuff. But they're like, hey, thank you, bro, for what you do. But it's to give those people a bit of, hey, I acknowledge you. I see that you're a person, you know, and to help give back. But it's just.
What I'll say, man, is you are somebody.
Yes, sir.
We just haven't, we have that goal, right? You have that goal of who you want to be as a human being, what your relationships want to look like, what you want to do. You don't have to, you are somebody, man.
You're right. Yes, sir. I am. And I'm slowly getting there, but I'm molding myself into the man that I want to be, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually. And it's been a crazy journey, but I mean, I wouldn't train it for the world, man.
Absolutely. That's the one thing I want to leave you with, man. You are somebody. There's greatness out in the world, and I get the whole comparison thing, right? But you are somebody, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
Amen.
Keep it up. As we come to a close here, I have 3 main questions for you. One is, what is your definition of an authentic life, man?
Man, that's a good question. I feel like just being yourself. An authentic life is genuinely just being your authentic self, standing on your values, your morals, and never compromising it, no matter how much it is. You can have a great opportunity, but if it doesn't really align with your morals or your values, and it, no matter what it is, like money could really help you, especially in a situation when you're in dire need, but you live an authentic, true, genuine life, and you allow God in your life, but you live with those morals, and you, like you said, with the compass, and you let it guide you, and you're being your authentic self, not a mask, not oh this and that. You be yourself. That's the best part. We live in a world where everybody's a character. We got social media, man. Everybody wants to put on a show. Even me, I don't show you guys the bad things. There's way more bad things. You know this too. There's way more bad things that go on. I show the good stuff. I just don't show the bad things. But I still also show, like, man, I'm just a regular person. But if I can be me, if I want to show my nerdy side online and be like, hey, look, I like Star Wars, and everyone's like, well, ain't you a rapper? Yeah, but I like Star Wars. There's something that I like. I'm being my authentic self. I don't care if you don't like it. Okay. Your opinion and your views ain't paying my bills. This is what I like. Just be your authentic self. Be true to what is that inner child gonna see. Be who you want to be when you were little, you know. I'm being who I needed in my darkest times. I know younger me would look at me, he'd be so proud. And that I can die with. I can die being very proud, saying that little me would be so proud. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe not. But now he can be proud. And I'm very proud of myself. So an authentic life is just not compromising your morals and having integrity and really standing on what you believe and just not giving in no matter what.
Absolutely. Amen to that. And to add to that, man, I ask everybody that same question. There's so many diverse thoughts. But the moral of the story for everybody listening is that authenticity is a choice.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when I coach, this is a common thing that I get whenever I'm coaching anybody. It doesn't matter how much money they have, how little money they have. I'm very confident that 99.9% of the time, everybody wants to be confident.
Yeah.
And confidence and authenticity go hand in hand, right? If you're confident being yourself, you're going to be yourself. The problem is most people practice not being their authentic self. Most people practice being unconfident.
Yep.
So naturally, they're inauthentic and not confident. But when you switch it and you recognize that authenticity is a choice, that's all it is. It's a choice. You walk into a restaurant, you walk into a party, whatever it is, and you're like, ooh, I want to be this type of person, but I'm nervous to be that. Lean in, be that. Because at some point, you're going to get these micro reps in. You're going to start to be your authentic self because you recognize it's a choice. And at some point, you're going to be that 100% of the time.
That's right.
Trick is stop choosing to be somebody else. Start choosing you, doing it, get those reps in, and give it a month. You're going to be a completely different person in the most beautiful way.
And I'm living proof of that. I mean, if you really go through on my Instagram, you go to the bottom, you'll see when I first started music to now, and you see the switch. And like, cause I didn't know where I was starting, what I was doing, and you know, the people that gave me an opportunity, they were, it's like the gang banging music, and my music definitely ain't like that. And I was like, and I even laughed because they heard my music when they gave me the opportunity, and they're like, "Yeah, yours is more gospel, but you good, you're good. Come with us, you know." And so, but I'm all like, and that only lasted for like, I want to say not even a month, like literally, that's it. Because I was like, "Nah, hey you guys," and I was like, "Hey, I love what y'all are doing, respect what y'all doing, but I'm gonna do my own thing because, you know, I was like, hey, like y'all doing things, keep going, but for me, I want to be recognized for myself and like for this, you know, and what I portray and what I do is, and who I'm seen with is portrays, and I'm not disrespecting or downgrading what you're doing, but you know, when y'all going on social media, posting up with guns and all this stuff, that's not what I stand for." And I'm like, so I can't be a part of this, but keep up the great work. I'm gonna do my thing, stepped into my own thing, and along this journey, people tell you, you need me to be successful, you need me to do this, but the people that I've met that are not authentic, those are the ones that fall off, and those are the ones that quit. Those are the ones that I'm starting to realize and that I've seen over time to where they show their true colors, where it's like, oh, that wasn't real with what they were doing. They weren't being their true self. And they got burnt out over time because they couldn't be themselves. And so I've seen that, and it's funny how that works too. But you know, as long as, again, you be your authentic self and you go all in, it's a beautiful journey. And so when I made that switch too, instead of just trying to, oh, well, how do I get seen out of this? I just started being my own and just rapping on the street, and people came and drawn to my music, and they like it for what it is and the message that's behind the song. No matter what song it is, there's always a message in there. And I think that within itself is just a beautiful part of the journey. And to be recognized for that, especially when you're vulnerable and you put yourself into a song and then somebody can relate to it or they like it and they vibe with it, it's a beautiful, beautiful, wholesome experience.
Amen to that, man. There's one last thing you'd leave with the community today. What would that be?
Do it scared. Do it scared. I mean, just do it. No matter what, just do it. It's life. It's gonna throw challenges at you. It's gonna throw everything at you, but just do it. I mean, I don't know what else to really say. I'm not like the best or the most brightest with words when it comes, but just give it your all. People may doubt you. It may be your close ones, your friends, your family, but understand there's a billion people in this world. And as long as you believe and you give it everything you got, you cannot and you will not fail. And even if you think you're failing, it's just going to pivot you in the right direction. And that's one thing that I've experienced on this journey, and I wouldn't trade a thing. Because when I started, for example, my videography, because of barbering. Yes, I was doing music, but I wasn't consistent with it. I had to start making content. So I went out, got me this little iPhone, started with $1,500, bought an iPhone 15 Pro, got the thing, started recording, doing music videos, to where now I have a full $10,000 setup. But it all went with just being scared and just doing it, you know? So you just got to go out there and just do it. Just do it.
Let's go, man. If you're not scared, you're probably not living life.
Ain't that the truth?
Love it, man. Thank you so much for coming on. With that, the last thing I want to leave you with is next time you got a show, I want a front row seat, man. I'll pay for it too, of course. But
yes, sir.
I want a front row seat, so please let me know, man.
I got some fun stuff coming pretty soon, so I'll let you know, man.
Please do. I'm going to be there. I'll be to more than just one, too. Let's make that clear, man.
All righty. Yes, sir.
So I'm ready. Appreciate you coming on, man.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thanks for listening to the Journey to Authenticity podcast today. If you liked what both myself and Kyler had to say, be sure to subscribe and leave a review. This helps us to get the most exciting and interesting guests to help you transform your life. Also, while I have you here, if you really are ready to take these principles and put them into practice, I'd encourage you to go to braidenbelnap.com or the link below. Go to coaching. I'd love to gift you a gift coaching session where we can jump in on a coaching call, really understand where you're going, how you're going to get there, and start to overcome some of those obstacles so that you truly can lead into that purpose and accomplish the impact that we talked about today. That in mind, have a wonderful rest of your day, everybody.